Murray from Creativity Lab. And you know, people look at what I've built with Creativity Lab and they go, wow, how did you get there? And I just laugh because I spent like 25 years in jobs going, oh, I'm not going to get another job, I'm going to start a business. And then I'd go and get another job. And to the point where I would get another job every 12 or 18 months or sometimes even less. And my friends would be like, have you got another job? And I'd be like, yeah, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And it was really funny because for so long I was literally like that. I was trying out all these different things and getting skills along the way. And when I look back, I go, wow, I collected, really inadvertently, you might say, or maybe not, all the skills that I needed to actually build Creativity Lab without ever knowing that's what I was going to build. And so if you think you've got no ideas, because like I literally, you know, the universe kicked me out of having jobs by giving me burnout so bad that I literally couldn't sit up, I couldn't speak, I couldn't do anything. And it was like, okay, you can't have a job in this state, so you better do something else. And I was in that state for like a year and I still thought I had no ideas, which is kind of funny now because now I've got about 5 trillion ideas and it's like, how many lifetimes can I have to create these in? And the funny thing is when we think we've got no ideas, what that just means is we haven't asked the right questions yet. And when I say the right questions, there are really no right questions, but we haven't asked the questions that are going to allow us to have the information that will give us the ideas we're seeking. Because the funny thing is that the ideas we are seeking are also seeking us. And I've learned this through the creation of Creativity Lab because it's been a bit of a higgledy-piggledy creation. And I'm always fascinated when people come and they say, well, I want the shortcut and I want to know, you know, steps 1 through 5 of how to start my business and not make any mistakes. And the funny thing is that that doesn't exist because every mistake you make, and when I say mistake, I say that really lightly because there are no mistakes, okay? What you create gives you the information for the next thing you're going to create. The clients that you work with today give you the information for the next thing you're going to create. And so if you start to look at the world from the space of what is it that doesn't work how I think it could, or what is it that could be different, that would be so much better than how it is right now, if you start from that space and you just start making a list of all of the things you would love to be different in the world, you're going to start to see ideas sort of beginning to form, I guess. And then you've got to get adventurous and, you know, find the courage that each of us have within us, because if you have the courage to play with it and to explore it and to put it out in the world before it's ready. You know, so many times I've written to people on my mailing list or people that I've known and I've gone, I'm going to have an adventure, would you like to have it with me? And I've had some wild idea I just wanted to try out. And I'm really grateful to all of the people who are like, yeah, sure, I'll come and do your adventure, whatever it is. And I learned so much from that because I was willing to put myself out there in a really undefined way, in a way that there was no right answer. There was no, this is the outcome you're going to get at the end of it. And by playing with people who are willing to go, yeah, let's explore something different, that really for me has been the genesis of a whole new way of working, a whole new way of creating. And so if you think you've got no ideas, the first thing to know is it's not true, okay? It just is not true. What is true though is that you haven't been willing yet to play with something, to explore it, to be wrong. Like so many times, I've actually had people judge me really intensely for stopping something. So I would create something and then I would go, oh, it was close, but it wasn't quite what I was imagining it could be. And so I would not keep doing it. I would change direction and go in some other direction. And I've had people like make me so wrong for that because their point of view was, well, that was a good idea and you should have stuck with it. And I'm like, well, it was a good idea, but there's something so much better. And so what if you're willing to be wrong and to change things like any moment? Because that is actually the creative energy, and that's where ideas come from, is being willing to change things. And if you come to a Creativity Lab live event, like the 3-day events, you will notice I will change in a moment. I will start somewhere and then I'll go, actually no, I've got a better idea. Let's play with this over here instead. And it can be disconcerting for people who are used to doing things in a really linear, logical way. And yet that is where the discoveries are made. That is where you begin to create the ideas that are yours, that are actually going to bring something different into the world in the way that only you can. So if any of that sounds like the sort of adventure you would like to have, I would love to invite you to our taster events, which are 3 hours long, or our 3-day events where we get to delve really into the nitty-gritty of how you create ideas and how you create ideas that would be fun for you to bring into the world. And just one last thing actually, if you're a bit like me and you've quit your job and you're still in that very experimental stage, don't take any notice of the people who are saying to you, oh, when are you going to get a job? Because my friends are still saying that 5 years later, and my answer standard now is never. And what if that could be you too? What if actually this adventure you're going on is the adventure of living? And what if that is truly what you're asking for?